What do we got, guys? Let me know in chat if things get better, if things get worse. Okay, I think we're good though. But I think it's gonna be Team Blue with Bite. We got ourselves Gank, we got ourselves Matt, now Mova, and Proc. Yo, Bite, I'm hoping you get some variety here, man. If you're getting some people, I may need to let somebody else get in here because we see insane boys all the time. I want to see a variety. Is can to get in here with a bite. Try not to get run over. Somebody sent the cops over to his neighborhood, man. It's going to be chicken for Matt. Try to see if he can interrupt the fire mage on his fire cast. Might be a smoke bomb or advantage shot of Matt. Is going to go for smoke bomb. Ring of Frost is going to control him a little further. Kenny is going to have to wait a little bit longer before the Greater Power Blast hits. Does hit him with a fire blast to keep him in combat. Greater does come out, I think. And Greater does connect. Kenny try not to use too many blinks in order to get ahead on Team Red. We also got chance. We got ourselves Omega, Rumuri, as well as Athaman. But Kenny is going to be first up versus Matt. Matt is just popping out behind the corner, throwing in daggers, just trying to keep the poisons rolling on Kenny, trying to keep him slow. But it looks like he's going to have to go for a little bit of a reset himself. Kenny is going to go for a little bit of a grub. Matt already had a little bit of a weird opener. Kenny did not have to trinket anything unless they did use burn a human racial, which I don't think they did in the opener. Going to be a Garou cheap shot. Kenny shot to follow right after. Is actually going to go for a blind onto Kenny. I don't really know if he wanted to commit that big of a cooldown onto Kenny that early, but Matt looks like he made a mistake. Mistakes happen even in the duels. Shortest saps in the world. Kenny is still going to want to get some food. No saps available. And Matt opening up maybe with a too early of a Garou. It's going to be Polymer with no trinket available for this one. Greater Pyroblast is definitely going to connect. Could be a Ring of Frost to follow. Is going to connect. Greater Pyroblast should get him down. Matt is going to want to go for advantage or Cloak of Shadows here. Is going to try to feign this damage. Get the shot. Comes out onto Kenny. He does trick it out of a Cloak of Shadows coming out for Matt. Is looking to vanish out of this situation. Not really going for a best line aside against Kenny. Trying to hold on to that advantage though. A minute or 2 minutes into this duel, Kenny think about picking up the eyes and trying to mount up and see if he can just catch up to Matt. Might actually go for a bit of food. Try to see if he wants to or not. Trying to see if he can land an angle. Matt does not land the sap. Goes for a Garou. Kenny unable to really get a good setup. It looks like it's going to be maybe Vendetta onto Kenny. Was it? I think he had Mark for Death ready, if anything. Breath onto Matt right now, into a Polymer right after Matt. Actually, full Polymer of Greater Pyroblast coming out for Kenny. Looks like he's going to try to see if he can wombo combo him. Actually, no. He's actually just going to go for a little bit of a hiding spree from this rogue. Does not have the ring, or did not go for the ring to follow after. It's going to be a temporal by the mage. Needs to wait this damage out a little bit. Kenny shot does come out. That's going to be stars and a bike running him over. Kenny's taking quite a bit of damage right now. It's going to be a shield coming out. Breath onto Matt. Does hit him in the Ring of Frost, which is going to keep his health low. YCC trinkets out of that ring. Shadow step to Kenny. Interrupted on fire. Goes for a big Venom. Kenny is actually trying to see if he can survive. Going to be Crucible right after him. Matt is going to go for a cloak in order to take away whatever corruption was bothering him. Kenny already caught a ice coming out. Had to ice block it. Actually, Kenny is not in a good spot whatsoever versus Matt. It looks like Matt made a few mistakes at the very beginning of the arena. But Kenny is making more mistakes than anything. Matt able to recover. Being Assassination rogue. Probably got quite a bit more gear on him now since the last duel, and he's able to really put quite a lot of pressure. Kenny looking to maybe go for a bit of food in the corner. Matt, does he see him? He does. Is able to disrupt the food immediately. Can actually go for a distract in order to stop Kenny from eating. That's something Rogue can do from a distance. Just go for a distract. It'll make the enemy stand up. It'll stop him from eating food. Going to be a full stun to Kenny. He might have a trinket available here. It's going to be stars to follow. The stars that Kenny just cannot check out whatsoever. It's doing quite a bit of damage. Good temporal for Kenny. They recovered quite a bit of health after the Rogue's opener. That's going to be Greater Pyroblast by the Fire Mage right after. Med doesn't have Vanish. Has Cloak of Shadows if he wants to. Is going to pop a Cloak as well as a Warlock Hellstone from his team in order to keep himself alive. The Combustion for Kenny doesn't really get too much value on damage. He's trying to go for another Greater Pyroblast. Does Med have an option here? He does go for a Smoke Bomb. Flame Strike coming out for Kenny just to keep Med in combat. Is going to kill the shot him instead. I think that could be the end to the Fire Mage right now. More stars dropping on Kenny, and he couldn't make a wish from all those stars, and it's going to go down. Chet's trying to see if he can catch the Scoundrel Rogue. It's going to be blind. Immediately forced and trinket out of Chet's. Vanish coming out from Med. Is going to land on some CC with a Garou cheap shot. Maybe a Kidney shot to follow right after, as Med is going for actually a more dot-based build, letting the stars build up onto Chet's. And is just going to try to see if he can slink out of there, man. He's just trying to see if he can run out of there, dude. Chet's is trying to use these massive mobility as an Archimage to see if he can catch up to Med, who's actually going to turn around and bike the guy in the face. But Matt is still on the run, waiting for another kidney shot available. It's not going to be a trick for Chets for quite a bit of time. Wouldn't be able to get out of CC for a moment. So this might be a perfect opportunity for Met here for a second. There is going to be pretty big blinks out of Chets. Does land the arcane missiles. That's something Met needs to have a pre-feint for available if ever. And also needs to go on and start healing himself as much as possible. Toss it a Maledict at Chets. He's going to follow up with some damage right after. Walk it up to the mage. It's going to be kidney shot. Ice block coming out for Chets immediately. Does Nova. Met in the open. Perfect opportunity for him to get some cast into Met. Met actually panicking a little bit. Trying to figure out whether he wants to run at the mage or run away from the guy. And I feel like he took a couple of free pot shots at himself, trying to maintain poisons on Chets as best as possible. That's going to be slow as well as a healing reduction in case Chets does go for any kind of self-heals whatsoever. Met looking like he was, with another Tempest, it's going to be a dot that's going to keep him out in combat for a bit. If Chets can get on top of Met and at least tag him right before he catches a reset, this could be good. But I think Chets is actually going to make some food and just going to go for a reset. The Rogue does get to live another day. The Arcane Orb does take him out in the open. Quick moves by Met does allow him a grow, cheap shot and a kidney shot onto Chets. Looking for a dot damage. Actually going to go for a big Vendetta onto Chets. Temporal coming out for the Arcane Mage, hoping to maybe get some massive heals off of this. Trying to reverse the damage back at Chets. Is trying to punish him with all that arcane power. It's going to be a Met. Going to go for a Cloak of Shadows. And he's going to try to see if he can maybe get himself a bit of a reset. Chets took quite a bit of damage. Let's still have Vendetta rolling on the guy. Try to see if he can get some food. And Matt is looking to stop the big eats. And looks like Chet's got himself at least one tick of food. Get a shot. Almost found the Rogue out with our Arcane Explosion. That's going to mark for the minimum right after. And down goes Chets. Matt actually was able to make them meet the Maker. Or I guess they met the Maker after they fell down in the arena. 6 minutes in, 30 minutes in, and Met is going to have to go up against Atheman, dampening his 10%. Atham popping a wing, trying to see if he can just one-shot Met right now. Does have advantage if he needs to. Should be going for advantage. That's going to be evasion and advantage. Both of those defenses burned together. Probably not the best option for Met right now. But honestly, he's doing pretty good. So far as the Rogue has been able to just wait out the competition, bleed him dry, and take his time, and Athaman is going to have a little bit of a difficult time trying to find Met. Athaman did pick up the eyes, and he thought he saw where Met was, but Met actually hung around the corner and hugged this pillar so well that I guess Athaman was like, you know what, it doesn't look like he's actually there. He's going to go for another set of eyes. Could Met sap him? Looks like he's, oh, it looks like he didn't pick up the eyes. Now he did. The eyes are in play. Met looking to land a sap. Athaman does get in combat pretty early on with the Crusader Strike. It's going to be cheap shot, kidney shot by Met. It's going to hit him with a bike and try to see if he can just scuttle away out of here. Athaman is going to cleanse himself completely of all the poison and try to catch some heals, but 15% healing reduction. Eventually, Met might be able to just swap to Deadly Poison because the healing reduction from dampening is going to be enough. Or if he wants to be even more BM about it, he could keep the wound poison. It was almost double the dampening that's already in play. But I think Deadly Poison will help him better with Athaman. Athaman does not really have like layer in hands that he can use to heal himself. Bubble and Bop, he got to burn through those ASAP, and I think Deadly Poison might be better for it. Going to be another kidney shot opener by Met onto Athaman, hitting him with a Maledict to try to stop him from being able to self-heal for a bit. This way he would want to land another sap into Athaman right after while his health is low, as Athaman is going to try to catch a few flash of lights. The Rogue has been going for a very safe play, playing against Athaman, but also playing against mages who have a limited amount of blinks. Mages are pretty mobile, but for Met, all he needs is a nice clean reset, and he's out with the Paladin. Paladin can't really do much. The stars are still also stacking up for Met. Double stars proc onto Athaman. The stars are actually quite huge because the proc off of dots and everything. Cloak of Shadows up for Met, trying to burn through Shield of Vengeance. Bubble coming out of Athaman instead. He decided, you know what, I need to bubble as early as I can. I don't really know if he's going to be able to use that Shield of Vengeance in a strategic manner, but it looks like it is going to time out 8 minutes in, 23% dampening. Met could be swapping to the Deadly Poison if he wants to. We'll see if he ever makes a swap, because the damage should just be good on its own. That's bubble down. Athaman has a Blessing of Protection. He needs to make this duel matter right now. Cheap shot to follow after the Garrote. Vendetta up onto Athaman. Might need to have a Blessing of Protection right here, unless the stars keep procking. Wait, the stars can still proc. Athaman is still actually in such a bad situation. Does get slow into Met. Met almost wants to fall off the platform, and he does decide to come off it. Athaman, if the stars procking him while Blessing of Protection was up, that could have been the game. Blind into Athaman. He actually has no way out of it. Played adaptation. All Matt has done is actually taking damage from the Echo. Is that going to keep him in combat? No, it still let him catch a reset either way. It does open up with a Garrote onto a Rupture. Garrote into Athaman. Cheap shot to follow. Athaman has nothing left unless he's human racial. Unless he might be going down. Hodge into Met. Popping wings, but that's going to be stars to finish him off at the end. And Omega is not going to let any time pass. Going to get on top of Met. Trying to get as much damage as humanly possible. Got the bleeds and he is out. Matt is trying to make sure that the Feral does not get away quite easily. Could go for a kidney shot follow from here. Shadow Step could be available for him. But it looks like Omega just wants to put some bleeds and catch a full reset onto Met. Not let him do it. Kidney shot comes out. Trinket out of Met. Actually, Trinket out of Omega. Met pop an invasion for the wall as Omega trying to peel this rogue off of him. It looks like he's not going to be able to effectively do it. Matt does have quite a bit of bleeds on him, trying to keep the pressure onto Omega. That's going to be Maledict also used as well. Omega has no healing. Stars are already starting to stack up with the Feral. Double stars unless he starts stars himself as well. Trinket out of Matt, out of that Trinket, is going to go for advantage immediately. Regrowth's coming out for Omega. Wild Thorns are up. It looks like Matt wants to go for a bit of a reset. Does Omega have long enough dots where Matt can get a reset and still land a sap on the Feral? Because this could be his game, man. 10 minutes in. Dampening is stacking up a little bit. Garou, cheap shot, as stars continue to proc on Omega. This is good. Big damage. Get the shot onto the Feral. It looks like Matt might be able to take him out. The Assassination rogue damage is actually quite strong, and stars is just so good for him. Rimuru is the last one left as a Fury Warrior. What the hell are you? Oh my god. That helm looks so much cuter on a Mecha Gnome. It looks like you were literally eaten by a little baby Yeti. That's going to be stun straighted out as Matt tries to get an opener. It looks like Rimuru is going to have the tentacles that Matt needs to take out immediately. He's choosing to line aside those instead, trying to get some doubts into Rimuru. He's actually still going to get hit by those tentacles. They do quite a bit of damage, but have no health. So it does mean doesn't mean you have to fill a global in order to kill him. Using Mutilate for that global might not be worth, in my opinion, if you're just trying to kill him and not build common points. But looks like Rimuru, oh my god, the dot damage this man has taken so far. Being a Fury Warrior, I mean, it's just been detrimental to him. Stormbolt onto Matt. He does get to get a bit of a reset on him. But Matt is looking for a full reset behind the pillar completely. Rimuru is still super behind on health. 40% damage. He does have a twisted appendage. He needs to get Matt to walk into the appendage blind. By Matt, the appendage does dissipate, and Rimuru does not have a trinket out of it. He is a Mecha Gnome though, so he does have one racial. When he drops below, I think like 30 or 20% health, he gets himself 20% of health back or something. When he drops below a certain point, he malfunctions and actually does a self-heal. But I don't know how well it works here. 40% dampening. Mal is stacking up. It looks like his trait, actually, his racial might proc here. And I think it might have proc just now. It's super, yeah, I think it did right there. Yep, I think it's like when you drop below 20%, you spark up a little bit. And that heal was completely absorbed. Rimuru does have enrage regeneration, but at this point, the dots is still melting again. He does get food and actually goes down right after. Oh my god, Matt obliterated everybody. Stars came in pretty clutch there. 7 million damage across the full enemy team. And that is how you start. There it is, boys. Corruption's carried hard. I think so too, Shimi. I think that might be real, man. I think that might be real. Alrighty, boys. Let's get ourselves another one going. Yeah, we got Lenoa here. We got Alex here as well. Hello, Papa. Sound is fucked. Bob can't fix it. Wait, is the sound good or are we...